So right here you can see the abaya dropping. You can see it dropping right there. So I'll be showing you in this video how to go about this, how to make this beautiful cowl abaya, as you can see right here. So we'll be jumping into this tutorial right away. So in today's tutorial, I'll be showing you the easiest way to make your cowl abaya. So you can see the cowl abaya I'm wearing right here. So in this tutorial today, I'll be showing you the easiest method of making your cowl abaya without wasting time, okay? So the very easiest method you're going to learn in this tutorial right now. This is my cowl abaya. We also have a detailed video on how to make or draft a cowl abaya, but this tutorial is not about drafting your cowl abaya. I'm going to show you how you can quickly make your cowl abaya in 10 minutes or less and rock it to your occasion. So you can see the abaya I have right here, looking wonderful and gorgeous. So we'll be jumping right into the tutorial right now. Alright, so right now you can see me laying my fabric, okay? So I laid the front and back. I folded it into two, and I have front and back right here, okay? So right now I'm going to lay my pattern on top of it and cut. Alright people, so this is what my pattern looks like, as you can see. So I'm using my already made abaya dress to make this sewing easy for me. So instead of using a paper pattern, I'm using a fabric pattern. So I'm going to cut it right now, following this shape and adding my 0.5 inch allowance on the sides, okay? So I'm going to cut the back neckline first. Later, I'll be cutting the front neckline. So you can see what the back neckline looks like. I'll cut it right away, and later I'll cut the front part of the neckline deeper than the back. So now I'm done cutting my pattern, okay? So the fabric I've cut, and I cut the back neckline for both front and back abaya, and I increased the length. As you can see, I added some cowl to the abaya, as you can see as well. I also extended the sleeves a little bit more, as you can see right here, okay? So right now I'm going to the sewing machine to join the sides and the sleeve, and then sew the bias. So this is actually what a abaya dress looks like right here, okay, with the back neckline. So I'm going to sew the sides now, and then increase the depth of the front piece. Alright, so now I'm done sewing the sides of the abaya. I've sewn all the sides, as you can see, and my sleeve. So it's high time to reduce what I have. Remember, I made the two neckline at once, okay, together. So I'm choosing this part to be my front neckline. So to reduce this, I'll just put the seam lines together. Okay, so I'm not going to actually reduce too much, because this fabric is really very stretchy. So I'm not going to reduce too much so it does not sag. So at this point, I'll just go in I just want to make a little reduction. I'm reducing by 0.75. So I've already seen the 0.75 I want to reduce, or even half an inch, okay? I don't want to reduce too much. So let me do half an inch. So this is the half an inch. I'll just come from this side and reduce my neckline. Okay, so in case you don't have an already made abaya, okay, you can now go to the channel. We have a detailed video on the channel on how to make a cowl abaya, so you can go in there and watch how this is made in case you don't have an already made. But if you have an already made abaya of your size, this is the easiest way to go about your abaya. So I'm going to sew in this. We'll be going to the machine. I'll show you how to sew, finish up your neckline using your bias. I want to start sewing the neckline right now. So this is the shoulder seam line and this is my bias. So I chose any seam line of my choice right now. Okay, so I'm going to place right side to right side of my bias. So this is my bias tape, and this is my seam line. So I'll just cross it over this way. The first one, I'm going to fold it over this way. Okay, so I'll drop my presser foot on it. I'll drop my presser foot and I'm going to sew right now. I'm sewing at 0.5. So because I'm working with a stretchy fabric, as you are sewing this, please do not stretch the fabric. Just place your abaya, your bias tape. Place it normally the way it should lay. Just normally the way it should lay. So you will see a provision made on the bias tape on where you can sew in your bias tape. So if you look well, I have a provision and that is where I'm sewing. So I'll get to the seam line on the other part, open it up. I'll also keep opening it up and laying it exactly to lay on the same line. Okay, so like I said, don't stretch. If you stretch your fabric, at the end of the day, it leaves you with some folds you will not like. So just keep it the natural way it should be. So I'm sewing back to where I started, and at this point I started to sew. Remember, I folded in right here. So I'm going to drop this right on top of it like this. I'll just drop on top and sew inside. Okay, I'll sew in and back stitch. So that forms an overlaying for the bias. Okay, so this is what I mean right here. You can see what I mean right here. I folded in and placed this on top. So now on this point, that is where I'm going to turn. So turning it once again, I'm going to also fold in whatever I have inside that point. Okay, so you just fold in. Already we have the machine fold of the bias tape. So once I fold in, I drop my presser foot and I'll start sewing at the edge as if I'm top stitching. So when you are doing this, please try and do it neatly. You can see what I'm doing right here. I'm top stitching. I'm not stretching. I'm just top stitching, and I make sure I sew at the edge of my bias. So that is how to sew your bias. So I'm done sewing now, and I'll take off my my starting threads. So this is what the bias look like now. Can you see? So the neckline is neat, as you can see. So I'll just give it a little press. So this is the part I told you we started from, okay? And if you look at the front piece also, is also neat. So I'll just go ahead and give it a good press, and we are done with this project.